In this video, I sit down with Olivia from Defining Decades, who shares helpful information and tips on how to become a blogging VA. Thank you so much for joining us, Olivia. Let's hop into it. I'm Olivia. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I started my travel blog around about 2 years ago now. And then it was about a year ago I joined Scale Your Travel Blog. I'm kind of like in the process of building that up into a business that can fully support me. I just had this huge travel itch. I was super keen to leave my full-time job. That's kind of where I started looking for like blogging VA work and work that I can do remotely, but is also really closely aligned to what I'm trying to do with my blog. Similar to VA work, I can generally just say kind of freelance work. Freelance copywriting is generally the most common. I also do some editing for SEO purposes and then a little bit of social media, so it can kind of encompass a lot of different things. I'm currently making like anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 US dollars a month. And this for me is kind of like on a part-time basis. So I'm not working full-time hours or anything like that. With my current client, I'm billing per hour. So it depends on how much work there is or how much time I have. It definitely fluctuates, but I've also worked with clients who, if I'm purely doing copywriting, will bill per word, which is another way. And again, it kind of can fluctuate quite dramatically each month. The client that I'm working with now, I was working full time and I knew that I was about to go traveling for 3 months. So I was pretty much doing two full time jobs at once, trying to get as much work done for the client, but then also get as much income for myself as possible. But then now that I am traveling, I'm able to kind of dial that back a little bit so it's sustainable for me and fits my schedule. I quit my job with the intention of not going back. I'm still pretty early on in the journey in terms of like freelance and VA work, but I've kind of had enough clients under my belt that I do have the confidence now that I will be able to build it up to a full-time income if that's what I choose. Right now, I'm really trying to split my time between working for other travel bloggers and doing the freelance and the VA work, and then also having enough time for my business because I don't necessarily want to or need to work on a full-time basis at this point. It gives me the ultimate flexibility, but of course, like if funds get low, I can either talk to my current clients about more opportunities or I can see who else is out there who I can work with. Currently, a big focus of mine is updating old content. I'm working with a creator who has thousands and thousands of posts, and she has this absolutely massive spreadsheet of everything that needs updating. We've kind of got a step by step process, which starts with just generally updating copy to make sure that it's still relevant. In the world of travel, everything changes super quickly. So, making sure that everything's still up to date, updating affiliate links, booking.com, hotels close, all of that, updating for new images. If she's traveled to this place and she was originally using stock images, replacing those images out, reposting old content to social media to, continue driving traffic, and then also just new articles as well. So new content and researching for new content. We use ChatGPT as well. So that's a big part of my job. For me, I absolutely love working in this space because I'm just like so focused on travel. And then whilst I am traveling, I'm able to kind of bring my experiences to the job as well. It's the flexibility and the freedom. Like in this stage of my life, I really want to focus on doing and building up my business and building up a career that I love and that's going to be sustainable for me in future. So being able to work my own hours and to be able to travel, I can work at 6 a.m. and then come home after a day of traveling and work at 9 p.m. The ultimate flexibility. You don't have all of the corporate politics. For me, you're just diving into the work that you really want to do. So I love copywriting, editing, imagery, photography, all of that. Time really flies. And not only that, all of the people that I've worked for, they're small business owners, they're people who I look up to, who have achieved things that I want to achieve. To be able to work really closely with them is really important to me. I probably put the deadlines on myself, if anything. Like, I don't think anyone's actually come to me and been like, we need this done by this date. It's kind of like, when can you have this done? And I'm like, I can get it to you in 2 days. In the world of travel blogging, nothing's really ever urgent. But for me, it's really, really important to deliver value to the client as quick as possible. Yeah, for sure. The VA world can be a little intimidating. You see it all over TikTok and Instagram these days, how glorified it is, and you'll give it a shot and you'll hit crickets, right? So it can be a little intimidating to get into. But for me, I found success through two things that are really important. The first is you need to have a niche. So you need to position yourself in the market as someone with expertise in a particular area. For me, it's SEO, and then it's also travel blogging. If you think about all of the jobs that a VA or a freelancer could do, that's pretty niche, a travel blogger. Your niche might be social media in the fashion industry. It might be writing technical guides for a software as a service company. Like it could be anything. I think just really be clear on that. And secondly is just building out your network. For me, like Scale Your Travel Blog, the course has been huge for providing me with a network of other travel bloggers who are looking for help and who want people who are trained and who have that expertise. That's been amazing for me to get clients, and just putting yourself out there, going to conferences, getting out there on social media. You need to put yourself out there and build your own community. My blog is a portfolio of work. Like it shows that I know SEO. It shows my tone of voice, my photography, design. It's the easiest way to show a client that I'm going to be a right fit for them. In terms of charging more, like again, it goes back to Scale Your Travel Blog. It's a digital piece of paper essentially to be like, I've got this certification, I've got this training, I'm following this process. And if they're aligned with that, then it'll be a good fit. Step one is it goes back to like just choosing your niche. You need to define what skill sets you're going to deliver. A client will be much more impressed with someone who is more closely aligned to their industry and to what they're trying to achieve. Step two is really just like get educated and invest in yourself as much as possible. Even I've got university degrees, and that is very helpful still to this day, particularly if you want to start working for businesses. Like that is very important. And then again, Scale Your Travel Blog, you can do SEO courses if you want to take that route, social media courses, photography. You can even look into VA and freelancing courses and education around that. There are some really, really great courses around that, and that can also help you with your network. So just investing in your education. Step three is all around like building out your portfolio. If you're a travel blogger, you're halfway there, like it's pretty much done. But if not, you might want to consider setting up a little website that's a portfolio, or you could do a PDF document, or if you've managed other people's social media accounts in the past, like that is a portfolio of work that you can use and you can show clients. Step four for me, I joined a lot of Facebook groups. I found this really, really helpful in building out my network, finding people who are looking for work and just starting to build out relationships. So try not to pick the Facebook groups that have got a million people and are just filled with spam. You want to really find those groups that are true to your niche. So just start to connect with people. From there, step five is got to pitch yourself. Like you've got to send those emails, send those DMs. And that doesn't mean just sending 5 emails and calling it a day. You need to send 20, 30, 40 and get no responses and then keep going. I've had people who have said to me, we can't work with you now because of budget, but we're about to launch this great project and we'll get in touch then. Sometimes it's just a not now, and your name will be on their radar for when they do need your help, and then when they do have the work for you. You have to put yourself out there in this line of work, really work on your pitching skills as well. And then lastly, you just need to be persistent. You need to keep going. It can be a tough gig. I've found months when I get crickets and other months when I've got 3 people who are reaching out to me. I haven't even reached out to them. You just have to be consistent and not take anything to heart. I think you just need to be comfortable with the fact that it isn't a guaranteed income. This work, you're not working on a contract. It could all disappear tomorrow. I've had clients who have ghosted me, clients who have just had budgets cut. You need to be okay with the fact that it's not a full-time job. You're not guaranteed work tomorrow. For me, I'm okay with that because I have a little bit of savings, but then I also have like a plan B. I guess be prepared if that would happen. you can check out my travel blog. It is definingdecade.com, or you can reach out to me via email anytime at hello@definingdecade.com. I'd love to connect and chat.
Another huge thank you to Olivia for joining us for an interview and sharing some of her most valuable tips on how to become a blogging VA and earn money so that you can travel the world. You can find all of her links in the description below. Additionally, if you're curious about our course, Scale Your Travel Blog, which Olivia mentions several times throughout the interview, you can find that in the description as well. And I'll see you in the next video.